being able to give advertising and promotion messages to people while they're on the move is going to be vital. Anybody here use Foursquare? One or two of you. What was the original idea behind Foursquare? So that consumers could leave tips and information about different places. So if you went to a restaurant, you could check in at the restaurant, you could leave a tip about it. Do you know Foursquare is actually now seriously thinking about building in money off vouchers and coupons and advertising and other promotions, because it's yet another way to deal with people when they're on the move. When you make your mind up what you're going to eat if you're out for the night, some people make it up beforehand and they go out to a specific restaurant. But increasingly, the way places to eat are being built is like the new one that's been built in Aldershot, if anybody goes over there. It's a square, and there's a cinema on the corner, and there's a Morrison's on the other corner. And then in between it, there's a mixed Pan-Asian dining place, there's a Frankie and Venice, there's a Toby Carvery, there's a Pizza Express and a Pizza Hut, and there's 2 or 3 others as well there. And I've stood there and watched people. And the majority of people come and have a look round, and they'll look at each of the restaurants, and then they'll decide which one to go into. How about if you could get them to browse on their phones using Foursquare and see what the offer deals were as a way of marketing to people? How about if each of those restaurants had a little ping responder in it, so that when you walked up, it sent them a text message saying, "Dear Mr. Such, please come in, we'll give you 10% off." It's quite capable of doing that. The technology is there to do that. I expect that's what will happen next. It's one of the next things that will happen in digital marketing. We'll start using digital as a point of purchase promoting tool, which we haven't done so far. How about a grocery list that when you walk around a supermarket, detects the barcodes, detects what's on the things, and then flashes up as you walk past that you're supposed to buy this? That technology is here as well. They're now building refrigerators and storage cupboards where you scan the barcode when you load up the cupboard or the fridge. It learns what you usually have in there, it detects and reads what's in the fridge, and it automatically generates a shopping list that either goes to your mobile phone, or if you use online shopping, populates your shopping list automatically for you on the net. How much were you prepared to pay for that? Not having to do your shopping. It's interesting. Digital technology is going to give us more and more ways to be conveniently sold to, conveniently marketed to. It's going to be used to offer us more and more choice through all these sorts of things. I'll skip online advertising because you guys are more than familiar with online advertising, more than familiar with email, and you know what websites are. This was written a couple of years ago, but it's still true. This is where we're going with online marketing trends. This past year has seen people seriously talk about the death of Facebook. Because we're getting more and more niche social networks arising that come about for a specific interest. We're seeing social networks arise out of things that we didn't expect. For instance, World of Warcraft and other massive multiplayer online games have their own unique social networks arising around them, individual groups and clans. On Facebook, with Mafia Wars and Vampire Wars, we see specific clans arising, things that were never envisaged by the game designers. People getting together and forming social structures around rules that they want to enforce. They were designed as individual competitive games, but they very quickly changed. A lot of those games and sites are actually getting user-generated content around them. People creating their own sites and social sites around and websites. The fifth point on here, I think, actually should be moved up. 2 years ago, content wasn't talked about a great deal. One of the big debates in marketing now is about content. How do we make our websites interesting? How do we make our digital ads interesting? How do we make the digital experience for our brand interesting? How do we make people feel like they're friends and not customers? You're of the age group where you're going to live through this when you get out there and work. And you'll experience it probably in your working life, but you'll also experience it as consumers too. Okay. I'll put my Twitter and Dig link up on the end because these are areas that I actually do research into, so I'll put up